cultivating confidence and stepping into your power, I just want to start off by saying, if you couldn't tell from the previous lesson, I'm very passionate about this kind of thing. When it comes to courage, when it comes to confidence, when it comes to leadership building, I just get really heated and I'm very passionate about it. So if you notice like the tones of my voice raising, I apologize, but then again, I don't, because this is the shit you need to hear, right? If no one's told you this before, you need this. So I'm really excited. Lesson 4, we're diving deep into leadership and what that means for you. So let's talk about embracing your inner leader. Okay, sorry about that. So now that you've confronted your fears and limiting beliefs, it's work you're going to have to continuously do. So I don't want you to think that just by doing the work in the previous lesson is going to help you immediately overcome and experience mindset shifts and you will be healed, because that's not it. It's continuous work. It's work that you don't just do and let sit, right? It's stuff you need to continuously work on, the inner development, the personal development, growing with your higher self and getting in alignment, right? The best thing about online entrepreneurship is that we get to constantly learn and evolve with our businesses. So it's imperative that we continue to do the work and not just do it once and be done with it, right? I constantly face limiting beliefs, but I always have ways to identify them and release them. It's just like practicing riding a bike or practicing yoga. You get better with time and repetition. That's not to say that we should just sit there and sulk in our limiting beliefs and play into the victim mentality. That is not what we're doing here, right? So moving on, I want to show you how you can step into your power, embracing your inner badass leader. Confidence and the power to show up. So developing confidence allows you to position yourself as an expert, build authority, and serve out your life's work, your purpose. Becoming a leader is about not giving a shit about what everyone else is doing. It's not about copying what everyone else is doing, but it's about recognizing that there is a need for change and showing up for a specific person and helping them overcome that problem they might be facing or that struggle. Your job is to define a specific problem your community experiences and using that authority and expertise to help them transform. This is what a leader does. So stepping into the leadership role helps you build the confidence to grow your business. So you're probably thinking, okay, so Nicole, I want to become an online entrepreneur. Whether you start out blogging or you want to create a coaching business or you want to start counseling online, you're probably thinking, okay, well, why do I need to become a leader? You should desire to become a leader and step into power, because that's what's going to differentiate yourself from the 100 million other people that want to do the same work that you do. Having the confidence in positioning yourself as a leader is going to be easy. It's going to be easier than trying to differentiate yourself based on business models or sales funnels or sales strategies. Well, that stuff's important in terms of business growth. It's that internal work, it's that confidence that's going to make it so much easier for you and for you to grow your business. So creating confidence within. Here are some exercises that you can do that are pretty basic, you've heard of before, that can increase your confidence. So visualization. We did a little visualization activity in lesson 1 of module 1, where I asked you to dream of your vision, to visualize your business 6 months and a year from now. That is a visualization activity. And these are really powerful, you guys. Like, so powerful. I'm not perfect, but I will say probably 5 days out of 7 days of the week, I do visualization in the morning. So visualize where you want to be and what your higher self is guiding you towards. Imagine where you want to be. And I want you to act as if you already You are already living this life that you are dreaming of, that you desire. Act as if you are the leader you desire to be, okay? You don't have to have credentials to become a leader. You can embrace leadership right now. If you say you are a leader and you follow through with that, you are a leader. So I find exercises like visualization, again, so freaking powerful, and they help us move closer to our goals. So this is an exercise I highly, highly, highly recommend, especially if you're working on, your spirituality, your inner development, personal development. You don't even have to be a spiritual or religious person there. That's not even like affiliated with visualization. It's just simply an activity to get you into the mindset to allow you to step into that leadership role. Affirmations, those are positive, uplifting statements. I'm sure you've heard of them before. You can look them up. What I do is I have a huge list of affirmations, and I plug them into my iPhone calendar. So every morning I wake up, I get a powerful affirmation on my phone. And it's just like another sign from the universe that you get in the first thing you wake up in the morning, and it's so powerful. Another activity is to face your fears, which is what we're doing in the previous lesson, right? Is facing your fears. So that's a big one because it's powerful and it's increasing your confidence. The next one is kind of interesting, and you're probably wondering what I mean by that. So let me explain. Probably one of the most important things you can do for yourself in your business is to create boundaries. I want you to decide right now what you're energetically available for. What are your non-negotiables? Learn to set boundaries, or you're going to end up spreading yourself way too thin and getting burnt out real fast, okay? For me, my morning meditation and visualization are non-negotiables. Those are things I have to do every morning before I get on my laptop and start working on my business. So, decide what is going to be your non-negotiable and set these boundaries right now. I don't care if you don't have clients yet. I don't care if your business hasn't started. Create boundaries now because they're going to, you just need them now because otherwise, like I said, you just end up getting burnt out. And if you don't establish certain rituals, and not to say that you shouldn't just let things flow, but if you don't establish certain rituals or exercises for confidence growth, for inner development, then it's really easy to get lost in online entrepreneurship. And then lastly, of course, creating confidence, focus on all your wins, not just, the big launches or I made $1,000, okay? Think about all the wins. Like, oh my gosh, one of my potential clients has actually emailed me and she asked about my program. And even if she doesn't book with you, that's still a win because you created a connection. You've started a relationship, okay? So focus on all those little things that are going to increase your confidence, okay? Focus on all the wins. To establish true confidence, self-confidence, we must concentrate on our successes and forget about the failures and the negatives in our lives. Instead of viewing failures as a failure, start thinking about a failure as a lesson. So many times have I failed. So many times. I can't tell you how many times I have decided to create a course or launch a product and it failed. But to me, it was a lesson that this wasn't serving my audience. And I was creating from a place of my ego because I truly was not serving my purpose, because I wasn't serving my audience, clearly because they didn't need it. So always try to look at negative situations or failures as ways to grow, right? They're lessons. Sorry, I had to take a drink. Otherwise, I'm going to start croaking. Okay, so the second section is about positioning yourself as an expert. And I kind of touched base on this a little bit in the previous lesson, but let's dive a little bit deeper into what this means. Creating the courage to show up means you are confident in your expertise and authority. A lot of people think, oh shit, well, I can't coach because I don't have a coaching certificate. Wrong. It's your experiences, stories, and willingness to show up and continuously learn that gives you your credentials. Fancy certificates do not mean anything if you don't have the work and action to back it up. So if you decide maybe you want to try coaching, whether that's lifestyle coaching, business coaching, relationship coaching, start beta testing. What that means is offering free sessions to get feedback, get testimonials, and to learn and tweak your methods. But don't make up or hide behind the excuse that you can't show up as a leader because you aren't, quote unquote, qualified, okay? Declare that you are fucking qualified because it's your passion, your experience, and stories that make you qualified to embrace your inner leader. By deciding that, hell yeah, I'm a freaking expert, you are able to step into the power as a leader and show up for your online community. Once you radiate this confidence, your community members are going to trust you even more and convert from reader to customer and or client because you have this radiance of an inner goddess, okay? They trust in you. So I'm so tired of hearing the excuse that people are waiting to start their coaching business because they don't have a coaching certificate. I don't have a coaching certificate. The way I created my method was based off my own experience and my own stories, and I help people that are pretty much similar to me who struggled in the same manner as I did, and I own that. I own my story. I own the experiences and the knowledge that I have cultivated thus far, and I am very transparent when I tell people I'm still learning, I'm still growing, but let's go on this journey together. Let's learn together. Let me show you what I know so you don't have to waste time like I did so that you can start profiting from your passion, okay? So it's got to be you who decides to get away from those excuses, to stop hiding behind that excuse, and to finally say that you're ready to show up regardless of if you are certified or not, and use your authority and your expertise based off your experiences and stories, and being confident in that. If you don't have the confidence in the experiences and stories and transformation that you have experienced, then it's all for naught, right? So once you can step into your power fully and show up for your online community, will you be able to finally stop hiding behind the excuse that you weren't good enough or that you need more training or you're waiting for the right time? The right time is now, but you've got to decide that. So I want to talk about success, and I want you to build on what you know you can do. The beauty of success is that we get to define what success means and looks like for us. For you, success might look like being a stay-at-home mom and not having to spend money on daycare. That's kind of like my version of success, right? It could mean making $10,000 per month. But the key factor here is that it looks different for everyone. Success is creating something when you need it, making a contribution to others, and loving and respecting yourself and others. And what I love about this definition of success is that it's not only about loving others and contributing to others, but it's also about contributing and respecting and loving ourselves as well, okay? It's that kind of self-care aspect and that inner alignment aspect that's going to create success. So if you keep focusing on other people, giving your energy away constantly, but you're not giving back to yourself, you're going to notice a lot of imbalance, right? So it's important that as you go on this journey of being a female entrepreneur, of an aspiring creative, that you learn to give back to yourself as much as you're giving to other people. So lastly, before we leave this training with a lot of powerful information, it might not seem like a long training, but it's a lot of valuable, powerful freaking information. I want to talk about service. When it comes to stepping into confidence and embracing your inner leader, don't decide to pursue the work you are embracing based on how much money you're going to make. Follow the path of your heart and what your inner self guides you towards. When you fully enjoy the work you're doing and it makes your soul and your heart happy, will you start to attract the financial abundance you're seeking? I want you to ask yourself, which path makes the greatest contribution to humanity or allows me the greatest opportunity to serve my community? So when you stop focusing on how much financial abundance this work's going to bring you and truly ask yourself, is this my highest self? Is this the path that's going to allow me to contribute the most, to serve the most? Will you start finding that financial abundance? So before we leave this training and you move on to actually profiting from your passion, and we talked about money in the last module, I want you to have the mindset that I don't want you to pursue the path that you think is going to make the most money. While money is amazing, right? That's why we're doing this, is to make money ultimately. I want you to always have service at the front of your heart, at the front of your business, okay? Because once you can get into that mindset that you serve people, that you empower people, then will the universe start giving back to you. But you can't do this with the mindset that, oh, I'm just doing this for the money because I'm not making enough right now and I just want to supplement my income. You've got to ask yourself this question on the screen. And I want you to sit here and really think about it. I want you to get out a piece of paper right now and write down your answer. Which path makes the greatest contribution to humanity or allows me the greatest opportunity to serve my community? And this is not an easy question to answer, right? That's kind of hard. It takes getting in tune with your highest self to be able to really answer this question. And how do you get in tune with your highest self? Well, like I said, it's that inner development work. It's the visualization activities. It's facing your fears, your limiting beliefs. It's getting in tune with who you actually are, not the version that other people are telling you you are, right? It's about embracing your truest self and asking that person, what path is going to allow me to serve and make my heart happy, make me joyful, make me passionate about what I do? And again, kind of going back to my story, what I was doing before, it was like, okay, I'm doing this because it feels like this is what I should be doing. But deep down inside, the work was not fulfilling. So once I was able to embrace leadership and personal development coaching, my heart was like dancing around. I was so passionate. You can tell I'm still passionate about it. You know, it's that joy, that inner high that made me realize this is my contribution. This is how I'm going to serve my community. And this is what makes me happy. So moving on, let's overview your next inspired action exercise. So, of course, I'm going to walk you through your fears and your limiting beliefs, which we touched upon in lesson 3. So there's a page for each limiting belief that you have. So this exercise directly corresponds with lesson 3 and lesson 4. So there is a page for each limiting belief, like I said, but if you have more than one limiting belief, obviously, or more than 4 or 5, and you want to keep doing this exercise, just reprint these pages. But these are really great because, you know, let's just kind of do one of these exercises together. So a limiting belief might be, I can't make money doing what I love as a coach. This belief came from my friends who have projected this belief on me. This isn't true because deep down inside, I feel a higher calling to do this work, but other people's doubts aren't allowing me to show up. Your new empowering belief, I can make money doing what I love. Okay, you kind of get it. And then I want you to put a habit down that you're going to start doing in correspondence to this limiting belief. So anytime somebody says I can't, I will open my heart to them with love and move on. And then what you're going to do to bring this belief in action. So I'm really excited for you to do this exercise as well. It's really powerful, like I said. So make sure you do this work before moving on to the next module, like I said. And again, you're not going to feel healed overnight. You're not going to get healed, and be fearless from just doing the work in this module. So don't think that you need to become fearless before you can move on to the next module. I want you to at least start doing the work and creating these rituals and exercises for yourself before you go on to module 3, and to, of course, get in the right mindset before you start thinking about profiting from your passion.